For the past 4.5 years, I've been rating every day out of 10. And that sort of rating, that addictiveness of trying to like capture a day in a number, that really inspired me to think, is this like a healthy thing? It's definitely an interesting thing. So maybe it's worth exploring how my relationship with that can sort of like how my sort of relationship with that could sort of reflect potentially on me as a person, how it might inspire other people to sort of think about their relationship with measurements as well. So the inspiration very much came from something personal in my journal, in like a sort of planner, and the ratings are done based on colour. So it's a very visual, very much like a rainbow kind of thing, but scattered across a calendar. The way I try to tackle it is from that human perspective. So because it's called out anxious measurements, that anxiety will always play to some extent in the theme of each and every poem. There are also other forms of measurement apart from what you conventionally see, such as success, for example. So it plays about the expectations of success and about the constant anxiety of having to achieve. Mm-hmm. So that the set is very conscious of that, and I think anxiety and sort of mental health play very centrally, I think, to the show as well. No, it doesn't involve like rulers or like measuring like milliliters or anything like that, no. But I think it's nice to not have to constantly be surrounded by the things you're writing about. It's nice to be able to, I think, dip in and out, and that way you don't get like exhausted from it really. It's nice to always come to the desk when I try and write and like just have the ideas fresh. Yeah, but it's more difficult than you'd think, because for example I wear a watch which tracks my sleep, an alarm which I'm always keeping track of, like, oh, do I have enough time before I have to do this or that, and like checking like my bank account as well. Do I have enough to like invest in this and do this and that? And it's like it's hard to escape from really, but like that's interesting in itself. So it's a case that the sort of units of measurement, they just sort of came to me randomly, with a lot of them, with stuff such as like colour, which is very much what this poem about, rating every day out of 10 for the past nearly half a decade, that came before the poetry set was like in the air even. So a lot of the measurements that are in the set came after the idea formed, so it's still very much in the process of me gathering these sort of measurements and ideas. Developed more recently, funnily enough. I think when I started rating the days out of 10, I think that's when measurement and the sort of idea of like, oh, there's something more interesting to be had with like just even data. I think that was when that sort of idea first came back in 2019.